And we are still working to learn more about what happened and anything more about the gunman. Dr. Jeffrey Swanson is a professor at Duke University School of Medicine and a researcher who works to reduce violence. Dr. Swanson, the suspect is 15 years old. What do we know about gun violence among people under the age of 18?
Well, young people as a group, and young men in particular, are at higher risk of violent behavior. It's for a combination of reasons, including the biology of human development. They're immature and they lack good judgment. They tend to be impulsive. And there's a social environment and learning and just stressful situational factors. But those are very general and descriptive, and they apply to many more people who aren't going to do that. Mass shootings is a really unique thing. It's an American phenomenon. It's a deviant cultural script. And many times it's an angry, alienated, isolated, resentful young man, sometimes a teenager. But you have to overlay that with the very important factor of access to firearms, because if you take that out of the equation, a story like this would have a very different ending. And I'm speaking in general terms, not necessarily about this particular incident.
When you watched the incidents unfold yesterday, did you immediately think of a suspect, a profile of who this person was?
Well, I've been studying gun violence and, for many years. Of course, mass shootings is a tiny fraction of the gun violence. Any day there's a mass shooting, there's 110 other people on average who die all around this country in gun suicides and domestic violence incidents and arguments that go bad in the middle of the night between young men. So that's a drip, drip, drip of gun violence. But we pay attention to it when there's a mass shooting because it's so disturbing, it's so irrational, and that's why we're talking about this. So of course, that's when I think about it too, because it's when I talk about it. And immediately we think about this profile because that tends to be the common pattern. It's not always the case, but certainly I think about that, and I think about the research that's emerging, about young people and the risk that they pose, particularly as they move into the early years of young adulthood.
Dr. Jeffrey Swanson of Duke, thanks so much for your time and insight tonight. We appreciate it.